All right, Kent, congratulations on the big stakes win with Flat Lucky the other night.
Yeah, no, thanks, Don. Appreciate it.
Yeah, was he training well? Tell me how he was coming up to the race.
Yeah, you know, he was training really well going up to the race. You know, we had a few options we was talking about going into it. Me and Marcus kind of thought he was the best horse for the race, personally, and talked to Robertino. He kind of gave us the okay, and then Tim and the horse took care of the rest.
What did you think about the way the race set up? There obvious 5 furlongs, ton of speed. You saved every inch of ground. It was a great ride by Tim.
Yeah, no, it was a perfect ride. You know, the horse broke smart. Tim got over. You know, he covered the 1 CJ. A lot of speed. You know, like you said, them guys went and hooked up. You know, Gerard was kind of floating the 5. Tim hugged the fence. I mean, just rode a perfect race. I mean, hats off to him.
So how'd the horse come out of the race?
No, the horse come back great. You know, he's pretty proud of himself. So, you know, which everybody's proud of him, the way he ran and everything, you know, and so hats off to the owners, you know, it's great for them.
What does Robertino say about his future? You know where he might go next?
Yeah, I don't know, you know, just kind of play it by ear and see what happens. I imagine horse ends up in Oakland at some point.
Now this season for you guys has really blossomed. It looks like you guys have found a home here in the winter. Is that fair to say? Yeah,
you know, I know we like it here, you know, so I mean, I'd like to think this is kind of going to be winter home, you know. So, I mean, you never know in this game, so, I mean, everything could change, but right now, no, we love it, and, you know, I can't think any reason anything would change.
Yeah, now, second year for you, obviously, in the barn here. Have you got kind of a routine down as far as how you train the horses, when they come out, your help knows what's going on, or is it a pretty smooth operation?
Yeah, you know, it's real smooth. We got a great group of grooms, hot walkers, exercise riders, you know, so that makes the job a lot easier, you know, when you got people you can trust, you know they're doing their jobs. Do anything we ask of them, so no, it's can't ask for anything better than that. Like I said, hats off to the grooms, all the work they do.
Now we talk about Tim Thornton, obviously a great rider here at Delta Downs, leading rider, looks like going to be second year in a row. What about this young gentleman, Ty Kennedy? You're starting to use him. What do you know about him? He looks very impressive.
Yeah, you know, I've known Ty for a while. You know, met him up in Iowa and stuff, and he rode a couple for there, win a few for us up there. He was out at Fairgrounds, you know, having a hard time getting going out there this year, and Quincy was going to Sam Houston for Robertino, tried first call out there, so we're just kind of looking for somebody to, you know, another rider to come in, and just thought Ty would be a great fit here, and so far so good.
So he kind of slid in. He's kind of like number 2 in your barn, right? Like Quincy was.
Yeah, he's kind of the 2, you know, I'd say 1 and 1A, you know, I mean, really. So, like I said, you can't knock anything he's done. You know, he's rode 4 for us so far. He's win 1 and ran 3 seconds. So, you know, hopefully we can get some more wins.
Okay, Joel, first of all, where'd you get the hat?
Dr. Corley. Dr. Corley brought that to me as a present, but I've been an LSU fan for a few years.
See, I didn't know that. You're up from up north, but you like LSU, huh?
I like SEC football.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So just since you started coming to Delta, because it's your 5th season, right?
Yeah, more or less, but the conference is so much better.
Yeah.
They play fast and just a lot of action.
I think LSU could beat a few pro teams right now.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And my Bears for sure.
Yeah. They're really good. You have to give it up to LSU, even though they're not my team, but they're good. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about your horses and coordinating. Now, the season here is going to wrap up in about a month and a half. You got a little problem moving horses to Canterbury this year, right? So you're going to have a bridge. Tell me your plan.
Yeah, I normally go back to Chicago, which is home, for about 45 days to 2 months, and then we go into Canterbury. This year is the first year that I'm not able to do that because they're under construction building a casino up at Hawthorne.
So what do you think, what kind of impacts that going to have up there?
Well, it threw a wrench into the plans of a lot of trainers that are normally stay there for the winter and then start back in the spring. So I think everybody just spread out and will come back in the summer for Arlington, hopefully.
Yeah. So you're looking at maybe going to Texas or maybe up north. You haven't finalized anything.
Well, it's in the works. I'm looking at Houston after this meet to try and have a place to run and kill some time until I can go north.
Right. People don't realize trainers, I mean, you got 1,000-pound animals and lots of them, they have to have a home, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you just, you know, grab your duffel bag and hang out somewhere. You got to have a place to go for every horse.
Have you ever been in a position where you didn't have a place to go and you were panicking at the last minute?
Never. I've always had it planned out. This year I have no definitive plans, but we're looking at Houston and maybe as a backup Louisiana Downs to rent stalls until I can get in up north in Minnesota.
Now, does that affect horses at all? Because they've never been there before. It doesn't matter as long
No,
as
it
they have a
doesn't
stall and a track.
Yeah, they're used to. They travel well, most of them, because these are older horses.
Right.
They're not 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
So they travel well, and then they settle in no matter where you take them.
Yeah, and keeping them down here, it's warm still this time of year, so you're good through.
That's one thing I'd like to do is not go back when it's still cold up there. It's kind of a drastic change.
Yeah.
So if I could stay down here until the weather changed up north, it'd be better.
Now this meet here has seemed like really fast.
Really
but,
fast.
How do you assess the meet so far, and what do you look forward to the last 7 weeks?
Well, the meet has gone well for us. We haven't won as much as we have in the past. We have a lot of seconds, but our in-the-money percentage is good, and we've lost quite a few horses through claim, which slows you down.
Right.
But there's still plenty of time left, and we still think we have some wins that we could still attain.
All right, Justin, congratulations on running second in the Million with no freight. What's that horse up to?
Oh, thanks, Don. Well, we're going to give him a little break. He's going to have about 6 weeks off. He's actually back at the owner's farm and just kind of getting a little turnout and during the day and when it's nice and staying up. But we had him checked out. Everything's good to go, and we're going to point him at Delta and try to have him ready for the Derbies and the 3-year-old stakes.
And what was it like that day running second in a $1 million race? I mean, the winner was pretty impressive, but even second in that kind of race has got to be thrilling.
Oh yeah, I mean, he was kind of a long shot. I think they had him picked to run 8th, but we really felt like he had a real shot. The horse was good doer and sound, and won his last 3, and a little nerve-wracking. And I was fighting a little illness. I was sick that day, so it wasn't as enjoyable as it probably should have been. But real happy with the horse. I mean, the way the race played out, I think he could have maybe give him a little bit more something if he'd have been a little closer to the horse. He's so competitive, but really run his heart out, the horse did.
Yeah, now he's turned out, and we'll see him here at Delta. What's the plans for the next meet this summer?
Yeah, we plan on running 3 times at Delta, and then at least, point him at the other Derby and for the Million, but kind of open in between there. We're not going to run him a ton. He's a gelding, and the owners want to try to keep him sound and run him for years to come here. So.
That's good. Now you got another young horse here. Tell me about this daughter of Open Me a Corona. That's got to be exciting. What's her name?
Yeah, Open This Corona. Yeah, she's really training good and showing all the right signs. We give her a couple little teases and want her little teases real easy and not even urging her. But we're pointing her for the Lee Burrick. She's a little bit of a late baby and give her some time to develop. I think she's going to really be a nice filly, and looks like Open Me Corona's going to produce, and if they're half as good as him, they'll be a heck of a horse.
No kidding. Now tell us how you got her. You bought her privately, right?
Yeah. Mr. Carl Crawford that lives here in Benton was interested in selling her, and I went by and looked at her and really liked the way she looked, and told an owner about her, and we purchased her from her.